So please put your hands together for Mr. Michael O, the founder and CEO of CoolBitX and Sygna Bridge.
Good day, everyone. I'm Michael O, the founder and CEO of CoolBitX. Today, I'm presenting you how crypto exchanges can comply with FATF Recommendation 16, or the so-called travel rule, equivalent of Bank Secrecy Act, where exchanges are expected to share customer information with other exchanges. First of all, a little more background of who I am, where I come from. So, not only I founded the company CoolBitX in 2014, I'm also with 7 years experience creating banking-grade product, and I was invited by United Nations FATF, Financial Action Task Force, to share with them, the global regulators, how we help exchanges to comply with FATF travel rules. And I'm also a chairman of a public traded company in Taiwan, where we serve cyber banking security solutions to 50 banks in 30 countries. Companies like UBS, Citi, Standard Chartered, even Apple are clients. In CoolBitX, we build secure and easy-to-use blockchain solutions to help foster mainstream adoption for virtual assets. So what exactly is FATF's travel rule trying to solve? That is, after a user withdraw their crypto assets into their own wallets, their retail wallets, or their wallets in decentralized exchanges, or wallet addresses in other exchanges. What happens there is then users are able to withdraw or transfer their crypto assets to another anonymous address, which regulators or authorities or exchanges have hard time to really identify the ownership with. So that yellow circle, the red circle there is what FATF trying to plug it. To solve that regulatory requirement, we built a solution called Sygna Bridge. Sygna Bridge. It's an attestation messaging platform for exchanges to share, transfer their customer information from one exchange to another exchange in an easy, secure, private manner and efficient. What potentially can be the challenges? So first of all, let's take a look at what FATF travel rule really requires. It requires an exchange to share the username, their physical residential address, their date and place of birth, their ID number, from one exchange to another. And in summer, FATF released this news and giving every country, every member country and exchanges only 12 months time to implement those. So you can imagine the challenge are two. First, how do you really identify which counterparty exchange you are really sending to? That's first. And second, after you are able to identify which counterparty exchange it is, then how do you make sure you communicate with that exchange in an efficient way, in a private way? The risks can be, there are thousands of exchanges around the world, whereas your exchange may be operated only by 100 people, which is a lot for this industry already. Imagine you have to do due diligence on all those 1,000 exchanges. That will consume the entire time of your team. And after you do due diligence on those 1,000 exchanges, you also need to build a unified communication manner, a unified channel, a unified language, unified format, a unified standard, who can communicate with each other. Those things are difficult, and those things are important, because you are trying to take out the bad apples in this space. Imagine you are a very legitimate exchange. You comply with all the rules, you do high standard cybersecurity, you do great in the customer privacy protection. And your counterpart exchange is only operated by 2 people out of nowhere. What if they receive 1 million user profile from your exchange, and a week later they got hacked, all your million customer profiles gets leaked to the public, whose responsibility is it gonna take? Is it your exchange or that exchange? But is that exchange operated by two people subjected to any consequences? It may not even be in any developed country jurisdiction, meaning there will be no legal enforcement for their behaviors. So those things are difficult and needs to be addressed. Also, there are thousands of exchanges. How do you make sure they all communicate to one single point of contact and in one same language and one same format? Otherwise, it'll be a chaos. Sometimes they use email, sometimes they use WeChat, Slack, Telegram. You want to ensure they all communicate in an efficient and simple way. That is why our company has been working for over a year with mature financial institutions, public companies, and regulators, trying to figure out how to handle all those above challenges in an efficient way. And take a look at the screen. On the left-hand side, we show you how our solution works in the back end for an exchange. We provide 5 API sets. At the moment, user clicks the send, the transaction button on your exchange. Their customer data and the beneficiary information they enter will be encrypted using the counterparty exchange's public key. So only the counterparty exchange who receives the encrypted data through the API will be able to decrypt the data. So throughout the process, nobody in between will be able to hijack or see the sensitive information, the user profiles. Only the targeted exchange can see it. And once the receiving exchange, the beneficiary exchange, receive those data, they decrypt it using their private key. They will have to verify and validate those transaction information, making sure that it is the right beneficiary exchange, the right crypto address, and a legitimate originator. They have to scan through the blacklist to see if that originator person is a good person. It's not in the blacklist, it's not a terrorist, it's not a drug lord. After that, they will validate the transaction and sign back a signature using their own private key and encrypt it with the transaction information again, and send back that information to the originator exchange. Then, it is very important for the originator exchange to keep a copy of that signature. In every exchange, you have a database to store the transaction ID, the date, time, account number, who is the person. You need to now add one more column to attach that transaction signature from the counterparty exchange along with every other information. Because in 6 months' time, Interpol, Europol, or some anti-money laundering authority will come after and say, hey, we found your previous transaction to address XYZ was associated with the terrorism financing. Why did you say it was sent to Michael in an exchange in the US? What was your proof? Here is where it's important to show the regulators that 6 months ago, we did share customer information with the counterparty exchange, and it was verified, validated by the counterparty exchange. Here is the signature, here's the proof, here's the time span. If it was really sent to a terrorist, it's not our responsibility. It's the counterparty exchange who didn't do a right job in their KYC process that allowed that false transaction. So there you can delegate the responsibility back to the counterparty exchange. Yourself remains safe. So this system we designed was launched, the beta testing in July this year. Now already 10 exchanges, 10 legitimate exchanges sign up. and now currently in testing stage. Out of those exchanges, 6 are Japan licensed exchanges, 3 are in Taiwan, 1 in Korea. And our target is, after we all finish the testing, we'll submit a joint report to regulators, including FATF, Japan FSA, US FinCEN, Taiwan FSC, and the regulators around the world, to show that the private industry is working together, trying to solve the financial money laundering issues, trying to clean up the industry. It's showing the progress, so that regulators won't 12 months come back and say, we guys are doing nothing. And then they even make the regulation even more harsh. We're trying to avoid that. We're showing the good progress. And right now, the testing is available for all exchanges to participate. It's free of charge. If you want to learn more, please visit Sygna.io, and you can find my information on LinkedIn, Twitter, everything. Thank you, everyone. I'm Michael Oh, the founder and CEO of CoolBitX. I'm presenting you the FATF travel rule solution, Sygna Bridge. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. Please give him another round of applause, because without him, this track would not be possible, because Sygna is the one that have powered this whole regulations track. So thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.